Let's do this. It is patch note time. New event. Star Watch Galactic Rescue. Battle for the fate of the galaxy in this new 4-point assault mode. Side with the Watcher Rebels alongside the mighty Bonebreaker to rescue 3 CHO from the Infinite Galactrius starship. Or serve the Infinite Empire and use the starship security systems to defend against the intruders. Your choice will decide the fate of the galaxy for whichever side wins. More battles by the end of the event will reign supreme. Complete event challenges to unlock limited time cosmetics like the Asteroid Wrecking Ball Epic Skin, as well as up to 50,000 Battle Pass XP. I'm looking forward to trying this event out, and we will have a group with this chat soon enough. There will be a group of that. Battle for Olympus returns. To celebrate Zeus's Junker Queen's victory from Seasons 2 Battle for Olympus event, we are bringing back the game mode for a limited time, including an all-new Team Deathmatch version to further commemorate the victors of Season 2 as a statue of God herself has been erected in Ilios. So we finally do have the statue. Finally. General updates. Ping system. Group up can now be used while dead. That's going to be spammed. Added the new setting to controls communication. Ping options enabled. Okay, it's saying, when enabled, this setting changes group up and need healing to use alternate comms when aiming at allies. This setting is off by default. I know people have talked about this one with the group up option and stuff, so I think that's a really good change to the ping system. Junker Queen can now ping targets through surfaces that her knife is stuck in, the same way that Zenyatta can ping targets. Oh, that is such a good change. Can ping targets his Discord is attached to. I love that. I actually love that. Push game mode update. Developer, the respawn time for players is increased by 2 seconds from 10 to 12 seconds while their team's forward spawn location is activated. That's actually a big change. Developers comment. Forward spawn locations were proven to be too advantageous for the team with the lead, making it a bit too difficult for the disadvantaged team to mount a comeback. Oh, damn. Okay, so they're basically making it so there isn't as much snowball happen. That could actually be a good change. Matchmaking. MMR Decay system has received multiple improvements aimed at more quickly and accurately recalibrating players when they return for a long period of inactivity. Competitive updates. The 2023 competitive deathmatch season begins on May 16th. All right. Junker Queen changes. Wait, are you kidding me? Wait a second. Maximum ammo increase from 6 to 8 on Scattergun. Jagged Blade. Projectile size increase from 0.15 to 0.20 meters. That's actually huge. That means it's a larger projectile on the pole. Rampage now deals 40 impact damage, but the wound damage increase or decrease from 100 to 600. So you do 40 damage from the get-go, and then you still have the 60 damage over time. Wait a second. Adrenaline Rush. Adrenaline passive healing multiplier increased from 1.25 to 2 times damage dealt by wounds. Chat, we are playing Junker Queen. We are playing Junker Queen. That is gonna... Junker Queen, my initial take on this is gonna be pretty good. The survivability you're gonna have off of 2 times, I have to test that out. I'll test that out after this. Junker Queen just has a lot more survivability now. That is a good buff for Junker Queen. Holy crap. That is gonna be sick. Developer comments. These changes increase Junker Queen's frontline presence by increasing her self-healing and offensive sustainability. We've also increased Jagged Blade's projectile size so it's more consistent to land. So, just to summarize this for Junker Queen very quickly, by the way. As we're reading this right now, just to summarize this, okay? You have more ammo, which, as I've talked about before, how often do you find yourself as Junker Queen just spamming your melee because you use all 6 shots? You have more ammo. Your Jagged Blade, the knife that you throw, has a larger hitbox radius now. Projectile size, basically. Your Rampage is the same, you just have more impact damage initially. It still has the bleed. And then your Adrenaline Rush has 2 times damage, 2 times the healing now on what your damage. So, like, for example, now it's going to double what... how much damage does the knife do? To give you an idea. It's like, what? 15 damage or something like that? It would now do 30 healing. Just so you know. On wounds. Right? That's probably also why they reduced the wound damage here. To give you an idea, the wound damage now is now 60 on Rampage. That will now heal for 120. That will now heal for 120. So keep in mind, your ultimate now also is on 2 times damage dealt by wounds. There's a little bit of a... I'm just giving, like, the math on that one. I know there's a little bit of a difference now with the wound damage, because the wound damage at 1.25 was technically 125, so it heals for 5 less, right? Oh, on Rampage, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, on Rampage, yeah. So you're still gonna get a lot of value. So it heals for 5 less, but you still have more impact damage on your own. Sorry, I'm re-explaining that now. This also means, by the way, your Carnage is what I was trying to reference Carnage there. Your Carnage now is gonna be like even better now when you hit your Carnage, which also was buffed in a previous patch. I think Junker Queen's gonna be pretty good. How will Junker Queen play against like a Zenyatta Discord Orb and things like that? I don't know, but this makes Junker Queen a lot better. All right, Orisa. Augmented Fusion Driver. Damage increased from 12 to 13. Good change. I think this is a change that we saw with Orisa when Orisa was nerfed. The long range feels like you don't do anything, so if you increase the damage at least, you have a little bit more of up-close damage. That's a pretty good change. Orisa often gets a lot of value with her abilities, but she is underperforming compared to other tanks. Increasing her weapon damage will make her more of an immediate threat after closing the distance with the enemy. Ooh, Winston. Yeah, Winston's been dominating right now, so. All right. Jetpack. Damage radius before fall-off begins increased from 1 to 1.3 meters. Wait, is that a Winston buff? Is that a Winston buff, if I'm correct here? It's difficult to deal full damage with Winston's leap due to needing to land almost directly on the enemy hero. Increasing this range will improve its consistency. So now when you jump in, you'll do more damage further. So Winston got a buff. So when you land now, it will have a less of a fall off for a little bit. All right. I didn't expect a Winston buff. I did not expect a Winston buff, but I also haven't seen how Winston's been playing in like certain ranks, etc. So that was kind of unexpected. All right, Wrecking Ball. Developer comments. Effect duration decreased from 9 to 7 seconds. Good change. Adaptive shields give Wrecking Ball a lot of leeway in a fight due to its duration. This change to adaptive shields limits its survivability during prolonged engagements. Listen. Chat. This change needed to happen. You want to know why? How often are you going, all right, get on the ball. Get on the ball. Get on the ball. I'm on the ball. But then you get on the ball, and the ball just survives with just enough time for a long time. This is just to make it so ball doesn't sit in your backline as much, but ball will still be good. All right, Echo. Ultimate cost reduced by 25% in duplicate. Ultimate generation decreased from 5.5 to 4 times while duplicate is active. The following changes increase the flexibility of Echo's duplicate ultimate and shift some of its focus away from the allure of building multiple copied ultimates in a single use. This puts more of an emphasis on choosing a duplicate target based on the hero's overall utility for a given situation, with a benefit of increased survivability due to transforming. Echo will get her ultimate more frequently, but it'll be more difficult to generate the copied hero's ultimate. You know, honestly, sounds reasonable. You're not going to just try and farm ults. You're going to get a quicker ultimate. You can still feed. It seems reasonable. I don't play enough Echo, but I mean, Echo's ultimate needed some work. All right. Ooh, Junkrat. All right, here we go. Maximum damage increased from 100 to 110 on Concussion Mine. So Junkrat got buffed? The previous adjustment to Concussion Mine's maximum damage lowered the effectiveness of Junkrat's grenade and mine combos too much, so we are increasing the damage amount slightly. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, chat. I don't know how much that's gonna make a difference in like some of those combos. I don't know if Junkrat. Why is chat spamming beep beep boom boom? like, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I obviously have no idea. Maybe Junkrat's win rate was low. I thought Junkrat was probably fine at 100 damage because they're trying to get rid of some of that like feeling like get one-shot combos. But I also don't know what the mine damage was previously, so it's clearly a Junkrat buff though. It is a Junkrat buff. All right, support Ana. Developer's comment. Oh, sorry. Biotic grenade explosion healing decreased from 100 to 60. I mean, that is a huge change on Biotic Grenade. Like, that explosion healing, like, don't get me wrong. Ana Nade is still going to be good because it brings that AoE value of, like, both, like, purple, like... But, like, that is a kind of, like... That seems like a pretty big nerf. Ana's survivability has improved significantly ever since the addition of the support passive. We are reducing the amount of healing provided by the Biotic Grenade explosion as she doesn't need to rely on it for self-healing as much as before. I understand the explanation behind that, but I'm very curious to see how this plays. In my opinion, this only is gonna... I think that you're gonna have to... I feel like Ana Brig will still be really good now because, like, you're gonna have to have a Brig with Ana on that one. But yeah, so they nerfed that. That is a big difference. I'm very curious to see how that plays out because I just don't know what's gonna happen with that. So I'm just very curious on that auto nerf. But yeah. All right, Baptiste. All right. Immortality Field. Cooldown reduced from 25 to 23. All right, so Lamp got buffed. Immortality Field provides powerful utility, but its long cooldown means that Baptiste often has to wait for the perfect opportunity to use it. We're decreasing its cooldown slightly to promote more flexibility in usage, though it will still be uncommon to see it in more than once per engagement. All right, here's what's happening. I think I know what's happening and to why this is happening. If you go up against, like in top 500, BAP will play really well with this, and it's going to be Lamp in general. I have a feeling BAP probably has like a lower win rate right now, even though BAP is a good hero, because like that probably is what it is. Because I feel like Lamp was at a pretty good timing with 25 seconds, but my guess is that BAP is just not winning in a lot of ranks at times. It's probably what it is, because we've kind of seen more and more BAP buffs happening. Like right now, BAP basically uses Lamp, uses self-heal. By the time all those cooldowns are done, you have to get through 3 HP bars of BAP, and then BAP can rotate those again, almost. So it's interesting to see. I will have to see how that plays out. Kiriko. Kunai reloads after 65% of the animation has completed, formerly 75%. New hero option. Healing Ofuda cancels reload. Kiriko sometimes accidentally interrupts her Kunai reload with Ofuda. Kunai now reloads slightly sooner during the animation to mitigate this. In addition, there is now a hero option, Healing Ofuda cancels reload, which can be turned off to bypass this issue entirely. You know, chat, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is... If you play Kiriko, I think what this does, it just makes it the interaction between that reload could have been a little bit frustrating. So this is more of like a quality of life change that will benefit Kiriko a little bit, but like not enough to where it's like, oh, what the heck? Like, I think it's just like, it's a good quality of life change to make it so that you're not constantly hecking up your reload. It really is that type of change for Kiriko here. I think some people will be like, well, why is Kiriko? This is a slight buff. It just makes the hero play a little bit better when you're just playing the hero in general. Like, you don't want a hero to feel clunky on certain abilities, right? Like, you don't want to like... So I think, like, that's why they're doing this change, and that's fine. All right, Life Weaver. Life Grip. Reinhardt is no longer a valid target for Life Grip during Earth Shatter, and using Earth Shatter will cancel Life Grip. Developer comments. Earth Shatter is an ultimate where positioning is critical to effectively use, so we are adjusting it so that Reinhardt doesn't have their ultimate be effectively canceled when Life Weaver uses Life Grip. Okay, I need to know. How often was Life Weaver pulling people that were shattering? Clearly a lot if this was a change that was happening. How often was this happening? I want to know. All right, hero option updates. In addition to the hero balance adjustments in this update, we are implementing multiple quality of life settings for several heroes to give you the ability to custom tailor your experience of playing your favorite heroes. You accidentally gripped a Rhine Shatter after a Shatter? Oh no. Okay, Diva. Added the hero-specific options. Hide boosters cancel text off by default. Hide boosters timer off by default. Alright. Doomfist. Added the hero-specific option. Hand cannon UI on by default. Hold to use power block off by default. Hide power block cancel text off by default. Hide rocket punch meter off by default. Hide rocket punch cancel text off by default. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what any of this really means, but I think these are good. I just don't play enough Doom. I imagine that's good though. All right, Orisa. Terror Surge can now be activated by pressing the ultimate button again. Added the hero specific options. Hide fortify timer. Oh, I know. Hold to use javelin spin. Hide javelin spin cancel text. Okay. Ramatra. Block now respects holding the input through being stunned. Wait, so if you get stunned and you're holding it, it will still... Oh, that's good. Toggle block, off by default. Hide nemesis form, cancel text, off by default. Relative aim sensitivity during nemesis form, 100% by default. Relative gyro aim sensitivity during nemesis form, 100% by default. And annihilation cancel input, ability 1 by default. Reinhardt added the hero-specific options. Relative aim sensitivity during barrier field. Oh, so they're adding, like... your relative sensitivity on a lot of this stuff, so you can change that to make it more one-to-one on what you're playing. I like that. Hold to use charge, off by default. Hide charge cancel text. Roadhog. Hide whole hog timer, off by default. Sigma. Gravitic flux now automatically casts when the timer runs out. You know what? I like that change. I like that change. Yeah, that's good. That means now, like, if you run out of, like, timer, it'll just use your ult. Now, you may not get anybody, but there's a chance you'll get somebody. Winston. Added the hero-specific option, toggle secondary fire. Wrecking Ball. Added the hero-specific option, toggle quick melee during roll. Pressing the quick melee button now cancels roll. All right, that's interesting. That probably helps with, like, going into doing damage with melee. Bastion. Configuration, artillery now automatically casts when the timer runs out, similar to what Sigma's was. Relative aim sensitivity during reconfigure, and relative gyro aim sensitivity. So they're doing a lot with that sensitivity during different, like, options, it feels like. They hid the Deadeye timer. They hid the Deadeye cancel text, off by default. Added the hero-specific options, hold to use focus and beam. Hide flight cancel text, hide flight timer. Seems like they put a lot of... This is actually pretty in-depth, by the way, and a lot of these quality of life changes for these heroes is actually pretty good. This is pretty good. Genji, hold to use deflect, off by default. Hide deflect cancel text, off by default. Mei. Cryo freeze can now be canceled by pressing the abilities button again. Added the hero-specific options, hold to use cryo freeze. Hide cryo freeze cancel text, hide cryo freeze timer. Default ice wall rotation, ice wall confirmation input. Added the hero-specific option, toggle hover jets for Pharah. Reaper. Added the hero-specific option, hold to use wraith form. Hide wraith form cancel text. Shadow step confirmation input. Oh, I like that. Sombra. Added the toggle hack. Symmetra. Added the hero-specific options, toggle secondary fire. Hold to deploy sentry turret. Oh, I like that. I like hold to deploy sentry turret. It's actually kind of good. Because sometimes you'll randomly use a sentry turret and have to wait a while. Teleporter and photon barrier confirmation input. Default photon barrier rotation. Hide photon barrier timer. Torb. Hide overload timer. Blink UI, on by default for Tracer. Baptiste, automatic reload setting now reloads when both primary and secondary fire out of ammo if the setting is to off. Added the hero-specific options, default amplification matrix rotation, amplification matrix confirmation input. Brig, automatic reload button now reloads when both You know, I don't play much Brig, but what... Where's Brig reloading at? I'm a bit confused by this one. Yeah, you don't... Yeah, yeah. Now, these patch notes here seem very similar, chat. But yeah, Brig now also has the automatic reload button option now too, okay, chat? Kiriko, heal and Ofuda cancel reload, which you saw. Lifeweaver, relative thorn volley aim sensitivity 100%. Relative thorn volley gyro aim sensitivity 100%. And Tree of Life confirmation input. All good changes. Lucio, allow backwards wall ride option now on by default. Hold the crossfade options change from off / on to off / hold for speed / hold for heal. Okay, there's the whole options there. Mercy. KDS, the blaster input primary fire by default. Relative aim sensitivity 100% now. That's good. I like that. 100% aim sensitivity. Zenyatta. Harmony and Discord orb cancel reload on by default. High transcendence timer. So, you know, honestly, chat, looking at all those, there's probably a lot of stuff I won't really know until I actually go in game and see it. Do you know what I mean? But like, I will say, and this is my thoughts so far on this mid-season patch. This is a good mid-season patch, in my opinion. Obviously, there's going to be some like buffs and nerfs you look at, and you're like, okay, and I get that. But like, when you have a new event on top of like having like some really good stuff here, like I said, the buffs and the nerfs is a little bit different for that. Like I said, the Ana change, for example, I know people are looking at that with 100 to 69. I'm saying like just for like adding quality of life changes like this to a mid-season patch, I like. Like I said, the buffs and the nerfs are a little bit different with what I'm looking at. I'm more looking at like the quality of life changes I like. I'm also I will say, chat, when it comes to the mid-season balance patch, I might be a little bit biased with that also. All right? I might be a little bit biased also. And that is because Junker Queen got buffed. Junker Queen got buffed, okay? So, a little bit biased on that side of things, too. All right. But a bunch of bug fixes here. I don't think we have to go too deep into these bug fixes. They're there. I'll leave them on the screen for a second if you want to see them. Maps. Same thing with maps. They went and kind of just fixed a bunch of random stuff on the maps. Heroes. They fixed a bug on... I'm seeing if there's any, like, major bug fixes here for the supports. Or for, like, the heroes. Fixed a bug where Biotic Grenade was only tracking self-hits. Fixed a bug where Ash's accuracy became inconsistent during a jump and other movements. See, I knew something was wrong, chat. When I was playing Ash, I was going, frick! I'm missing my shots. This must be due to a bug. That makes a lot of sense now, right? That makes a lot of sense. Bastion. Brig. Fixed a bug which caused Brig's extra armor during rally to not apply its 30% damage reduction. So now we're going to see how Brig ult is with that 30% damage reduction with the armor. I think, like, obviously the initial part of the ultimate will make Brig strong, but then after that, I think Brig will still be... I don't know. Brig was already strong a little bit before the ultimate, so we'll see how that goes. Doomfist fixed a bug with power block, not correctly reducing area of effect damage. Fixed a bug with empowered buff for meter strike, not counting towards the empowered rocket punch stat. Fixed a bug with Diva's selfie highlight intro. Yep. Genji. Fixed a bug where deflecting Kiriko Life Weaver's healing projectiles do not heal your allies. Fixed a bug where Swift Step sometimes getting players stuck in the map. Oh, I haven't had that one. Life Weaver, they fixed a bunch of bugs here. Fixed the placement of Life Weaver in the hero gallery. May fixed a bug with Ice Wall becoming unusable until canceled after targeting a valid location. Farrah fixed a bug with Custom Blast only tracking self hits. Ramatra fixed a bug with Nemesis form going on cooldown if you die during transformation. Fixed a bug with Nemesis form not activating, enabling its cooldown if you were knocked down. Reaper. So a bunch of stuff here. Sojourn resolved an issue with the push bot. Fixed a stat tracking the health pack. And then Widowmaker fixed a bug where Widowmaker wasn't one-shotting people. And then Workshop fixed some projectiles.